Who has the best parties, Prince or Diddy?
Ooh, that's so tough. Because both of them know how to fucking party.
They're legendary partiers.
It's different. I wonder if I never went to a party where they did it together.
The world would probably end.
Yeah, it would explode.
Hold up. Did Janelle Monáe just say that Prince and Diddy's parties hit differently? After everything we've been hearing about Diddy's wild gatherings, that comment sounds way deeper than just talking about the vibes. Now, rumors are flying that Janelle might be the next one to expose what really happened at Diddy's notorious flavor camp. And if the whispers are true, the things she saw were absolutely shocking. To rewind a bit, Janelle Monáe got her start on Diddy's Bad Boy Records, where she dropped her debut EP and first 2 studio albums. Reportedly, Diddy was so impressed after seeing her perform that he said it felt like catching the Holy Ghost, and signed her in 2006.
Found her on MySpace.
Wow.
Yeah, found her on MySpace, and she happened to be also working with Big Boy from Outkast. And I called Big Boy because I hit on MySpace and she didn't hit me back. So I had to use other angles, and I finally tracked her down. And we made this unique deal where she has a record label, and you know, she does her own thing, and I'm just here to support her. And she's one of like our generation's greatest voices, along now with your recording artist,
yes,
who I must say is one of the greatest voices I've ever heard.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yes,
he's amazing.
Now, Janelle always made it clear. Her deal with Diddy wasn't your typical artist-label contract. It was more of a creative partnership. She kept full creative control, while Diddy acted more like a supporter who believed in her vision. He co-released The Arch Android and even threw a star-studded party for the Electric Lady album release in NYC. He once called her the hardest working woman in show business. Diddy also claimed that he had matured and wasn't as controlling with her as he had been with others. Meanwhile, Big Boy from Outkast also mentored Janelle and helped shape her artistry through his label, Purple Ribbon. He played a key role in her early career and gave her a foundation built on values and independence.
Worked hard, and I think with Big Boy was just, I mean, I got to give it to him. You know, the reason why Puff even knew about me was because of the work that Big Boy gave to me. I was singing backup. I was also on Idlewild. You know, he was really, really promoting me with Purple Ribbon. He taught me the importance of, I think, staying with family.
Prince was another major influence in Janelle's life. He wasn't just a musical icon to her. He taught her about the business side, too. Prince constantly reminded her to fight for ownership, to control her music and master her career. He pushed her to make fearless art, without trying to fit into any mold. Janelle has credited Prince with helping her unlock a new level of confidence in both her creativity and her power as a businesswoman.
Prince is like, obviously, like the blueprint for, you know, owning your, you know, like as an artist, not being afraid to fight for what you are owed on the business side of things.
Now, back to Diddy. The way he used to speak about Janelle, with admiration and respect, makes people wonder, did she see something behind the scenes? Something that made her quietly distance herself from him? When she said Diddy and Prince's parties hit differently, it wasn't just small talk. Prince's name even came up in a past legal case against Diddy. A former assistant named Mia claimed that back in 2010, Diddy got violent with Cassie outside Prince's house. Cassie and Mia had left Diddy's party and were enjoying themselves at Prince's place when Diddy showed up uninvited. He allegedly chased them, assaulted Cassie on Prince's lawn, and had to be stopped by Prince's security. The next day, Mia said she was suspended by Diddy for attending the party. So yes, Diddy and Prince were throwing some infamous parties, and both of them have faced disturbing allegations.
Prince wrote that song.
Yeah.
Did you ever actually meet Prince?
We did meet once, but we didn't get on very well. We tried to beat each other up.
Really?
We didn't get on too well, no.
You tried to beat each other up?
Well, it was more he tried to beat me up and I was defending myself. But
No.
Why?
Because
Hang on, that doesn't sound like a joke. That sounds serious.
Oh, it's not a joke, no. It's not a joke at all. It was a very frightening experience, actually.
And here's the irony. Janelle's 2 biggest mentors were Prince and Diddy. That alone should raise eyebrows. Maybe she saw too much. Maybe her career was purposely stalled after Diddy no longer had use for her, something he's allegedly done to other artists. Take Tanya Blount, for example. She signed with Bad Boy thinking it would boost her career, but said she ended up stuck in a contract that crushed her dreams. Diddy initially worked on her second album, but over time he lost interest. After about 2 years, only 2 songs came out. Then there's Craig Mack, another artist who got played. He said he recorded track after track for someone, allegedly Diddy, but was never paid. And when he stopped working, that person started threatening him. Craig even said he feared for his life during a confrontation.
Well, I said, all right, meet me up there at 7 o'clock. And I went and got one of my man, I'm not going to mention his name either. He came with me up there, okay? And they saw him, and they fell back, because they was going to do something to me, but they didn't. So we talked about it, came to definite, look, no cash, no record. I'm not going to be sitting here going in the studio all night, every night, busting my ass, and I ain't seeing nothing from it.
Sadly, Craig Mack passed away at 47, but not before he reportedly left instructions that Diddy should not be allowed at his funeral. Then you've got Carl Thomas, who said he left Bad Boy after Diddy called him just a week after his brother died, asking when he was getting back to the studio, with zero compassion. And what about Lil Jerome? He had 13 songs ready for an album, until he suffered a mental breakdown and walked away from the label.
Reflux, I think. Nobody really knew for sure what was going on. Because, I went to a doctor and he kind of like examined, he put stuff down in my nose, he gave me all kinds of medication. He said it was allergies and he didn't know. And then later on, actually it wasn't until I got released from Bad Boy that I found out that it was reflux. So nobody knew what it was. I didn't know, my dad didn't know, the company didn't know. And the album just never came out. And eventually I did have a nervous breakdown.
Then there's Monae, one of the biggest names to walk away from Bad Boy and turn to religion. He famously distanced himself from the industry after facing issues with Diddy. Monae isn't the only one. Rapper Loon also followed the same path, leaving music and embracing faith.
If the devil can use him aggressively, then I want you to know God could use me aggressively. I want you to also know you may not like my delivery. You might say, well, listen here, why did you say it that way? I cannot speak to people outside of the church the way I speak to people inside the church. I gotta know my audience. Isn't that what you would say if you're talking to a people? The first thing you gotta know is your audience. And I also want you to know that the thing that's really stirring up so much confusion is because for years, these guys have organized a mass organized effort to slander my name behind the scenes. So every time I say something, you're just seeing my part because their part is behind the scenes.
We can't forget the many groups and artists whose careers fell apart under Bad Boy, or the tragedy of Biggie, whose mysterious death still sparks debate. But the one person everyone believes saw the worst? Usher.
I mentioned that earlier, that he said about Stevie J. The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital.
Allegedly, Kim Porter wrote in a tell-all book before her sudden death that Usher's mom once confronted Diddy over disturbing things she discovered. Kim, while reviewing Uptown Records security footage, reportedly found clips of Diddy and Andre Harrell in compromising situations. Even more chilling, some sources claim she had video of Diddy allegedly abusing Usher at Flavor Camp. Right before she died, her home was broken into and only 2 laptops were taken, the same ones, believed to hold the footage. Usher himself has made some cryptic comments about what he witnessed during that time.
Moved to New York City. and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to something
City.
called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor
some...
Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty.
With all this in mind, people believe Janelle may have seen things too, and that she's finally ready to speak out. Subtle hints in interviews suggest she's holding back a truth that could change everything. Some say her career was deliberately limited by powerful people tied to what she witnessed. Despite her talent and originality, she never reached the global stardom she deserved. Whether she ever tells her full story or not, one thing's for sure. She knows a lot more than she's said. Drop your thoughts below. Do you think Janelle was silenced by the bad boy curse? Or did she walk away before it was too late? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more shocking stories from the world of hip-hop.